Hey everyone, this is John with Just Saying Film Review, and this is my review of Your Next. Your Next is directed by Adam Wingert and written by Simon Barrett. Um, you get the feeling, I'm pretty sure, that this is their first major full length, or at least one to get a wide release, because this feels a lot like a film that one of your friends would end up making and showing to you. Well, actually, it's somewhere in between like a really cheesy independent film, like not the good kind of independent film, and like, but with production values of a much better film. So it's in this weird limbo. The movie opens up with, actually a decent scene, very cliche, but is then followed up with very poor acting and the shakiest camera work I've ever seen. Now, I don't really think they were going for a stylistic approach with the shaky cam, or maybe they were and they just didn't know how to do it, but it seriously looks like somebody with cerebral palsy is filming with his camera. And I mean no offense by that, but that's seriously the only way I could um, classify it, honestly. And it's not like the filmmaker's incompetent, because it would be followed up by like these really beautiful wide shots, really just well framed and clearly on either a trolley or a tripod or something more stable. And the shots were just beautiful. The soundtrack on this movie's good, and that was tying in really nice. And then back to the shot thing, it would just go from a really nice shot and then a part where, oh hey, you're supposed to see something, but we don't know how to work with depth of field or to focus the camera, so enjoy this blurry view of nothing. And that got really tiresome. So right off the bat, I'm literally thinking, I don't know which movie I hate worse, this or movie 43. And then the movie starts to take off, and it does things that I thought, wow, this is really cool. Like, for instance, one of the main characters hears a noise or sees some suspicious happen, and their first thought is, let's get the hell out of this house. And you never see that. Everyone's always like, no, let's stay and investigate. And this character's like, no, we need to get the F out of here right now. So I was like, okay, so this is, creative. This is different. And so then things really start hitting the fan. And I'm thinking, wow, this is the cheesiest thing I've ever seen. You're supposed to be scared for these people. It's supposed to be this big, dark cinematic moment. And I'm just laughing my ass off. Just thinking, oh my god, this is just so bad. But there was some pretty cool parts once the movie really starts to get into it. And I'm like, I don't understand. Because where this movie is doing good, it's doing really good in terms of, some of these gory parts or some of this camera work or this setup. But then to be followed up with, weird dialogue in the next scene and just horrible acting. And then I started to think, I don't think this is supposed to be a horror film. I think it's supposed to be a really dark comedy. And in that sense, I kind of started liking it more. Like, maybe it's supposed to be this cheesy. But everything I see has this movie listed as a horror thriller kind of thing. And I'm thinking, this isn't thrilling. I mean, this is gory, but this is either, again, a really dark comedy, or this is just the shittiest horror film ever made. I can't tell which one it is. And it had like these little sparks of great moments that I really thought were enjoyable, followed by just absolute horse shit. And then it would do things where it would try to throw this twist, and I was like, I halfway saw that coming, not really. And then like some of it was kind of intriguing. But then it would do something where, like, hey, why is this character suddenly completely different than they were before? And it was literally every time, second for second, they did something cool, they did something bad. And you'll notice with all of our reviews, this is the most jumbled I've ever been. And I'm just fucking, at this point, just pontificating because I don't know what to make of this film. I don't know where to go. And, I see this movie's getting average reviews, and I guess that's kind of fair, but I almost fucking hate this movie, but I like it at the same time. It's such a weird relationship in my head with this movie right now. like I said, this movie's making me frantic just trying to categorize it. If you look at it as a funny film, like a dark comedy, like Cabin in the Woods, but darker, like way darker. On that level, I can really enjoy this film, but it doesn't feel very meta. It's not aware of itself, and I really think they were trying to sell me on a horror film. And in that sense, this movie is just garbage. That's literally all I could say. The acting's horrible. A lot of the camera work's horrible. Um, the character changes just didn't feel right. Um, there was things that happened that they never really got back to, and I'm still confused. Like, wait, so is this person just gone now, or what's happening? I don't know. You'll notice with a lot of our reviews, we don't use a rating scale, and partially the reason we do this is because it's really hard to say, okay, this movie is a 9 out of 10, and this movie's a 9 out of 10, but this movie's a 6 out of 10, and you say, but wait, but that other movie was a 9 out of 10, and it's like you can't judge those on the same scale. So for this reason, we usually don't do a rating scale. We just usually say, oh, if you're a fan of this, go see it, or, you know, if you want to, you can afford to miss this, or whatever. I'm going to have to, like, I don't know, I'm going to have to give this one a rating. I'm going to have to give it like a 4.5 out of 10. I mean, see it in Redbox for $1, maybe. Like, if you're just really bored, and I don't know. A lot of the girls that were in the theater seemed to really like it. Seemed to scream at all the right parts, which makes me think, like, if you're not a movie person, like, you just, you know, you don't see movies a lot, and, you know, you get scared by these horror films a lot, go fucking see it. But if you have any respect for yourself as a moviegoer and consider yourself any way of a film buff, you're just gonna be so fucking insulted by this film. Yeah, that's, like I said, maybe Redbox. Probably just don't even see this. Just don't waste your time. That's all I have. I don't even care if you disagree or if anybody else likes this movie. Like I said, this could have been a cooler movie if they just would have been aware that it wasn't scary and it was funny and cheesy. So, you know, comment, rate, whatever. But this is just what I'm saying. I'm literally just saying, fuck this film.